Hi guys! I thought we'd read a story tonight called Anansi and the Moss-Covered Rock. I know some of the 3 to 6 friends know that I love to read Anansi stories, and this is one I have at my house. Anansi. And if you remember, Anansi is a spider, and he's kind of tricky, and he likes to play tricks on the other animals. Okay?
And he loves to check them.
He loves to trick them. This is Quinn. Anansi and the Moss-Covered Rock, retold by Eric Kimmel, illustrated by Janet Stevens. Retold means this author had heard this story many times and decided to write it down. So it's not his original idea. It's a story that's been passed down and passed down and passed down.
But we're not read it.
We are going to read it. And then he decided to make a book out of it, and he asked the illustrator, Janet Stevens, to draw the pictures. Okay. Once upon a time, Anansi the spider was walking through the forest when something caught his eye. It was a strange, moss-covered rock. How interesting, Anansi said. Isn't that a strange, moss-covered rock? Do you know what happens? Kabam! Everything went black. Down fell Anansi, senseless. An hour later, Anansi woke up and his head was spinning. He wondered what had happened. I was just walking along the path when something caught my eye. I stopped and said, "Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock?" Kabam! Down fell Anansi again. But this time he woke up an hour later and he knew what had happened. Aha! Said Anansi. This is a magic rock. And whenever anyone comes along and says the magic word, "Isn't this a strange down he goes." This is a good thing to know, and I know just how to use it.
Go too.
You see? You can see when I'm reading the words. So Anansi went walking through the forest until he came to Lion's house. Lion was sitting on the porch, and at his feet was a great pile of yams. Anansi loved yams, but he was too lazy to dig them up himself. Anansi said to Lion, "Hello, Lion. It is a very hot day, don't you think so?" "Yes, Anansi," said Lion. "It's terribly hot." "I'm going for a walk in the cool forest," said Anansi. "Would you like to come?" "I certainly would." These are the yams. I like yams too. Do you like yams?
Yeah.
So Lion and Anansi went walking through the forest, and after a while Anansi led Lion to a certain place. "Lion, do you see what I see?" "Oh, yes, Anansi," said the Lion. "Isn't that a strange moss-covered rock?" Kaboom! Down fell Lion. Anansi ran back to Lion's house and made off with all the yams. After an hour or so, Lion woke up and his head was spinning. Anansi was nowhere in sight, and when he got home, he found that every single one of his yams was gone.
I can't see.
The Lion was very sad.
I think he wants them.
But Anansi was very happy. He couldn't wait to play his trick again. Once more, Anansi went walking through the forest, and this time he stopped at Elephant's house. Elephant was sitting on his porch. You can see this way. At Elephant's feet was a great pile of bananas. Anansi loved bananas, and he was too lazy to pick them himself. So he said to Elephant, "Hello, Elephant. Isn't it a hot day today?" "It is," agreed Elephant. "I'm going for a walk in the cool forest," Anansi said. "Would you like to come?" "That sounds nice. Thank you for inviting me, Anansi." You can see. And I want to show you one thing that the illustrator did. Keep this in mind. So Anansi and Elephant went walking through the forest, and after a while Anansi led Elephant to a certain place. Elephant, do you see what I see? Elephant looked. Yes, I do, Anansi. Isn't that a strange moss-covered rock? Kaboom! Down fell Elephant. Anansi ran back to Elephant's house and made off with all the bananas. Look, there's Elephant. And here. But look again at the picture, especially right there.
Don't bump my foot.
I won't. An hour later, Elephant woke up and his head was spinning. Anansi was nowhere in sight. And when he got home, he found every single one of his bananas was gone. Elephant was very sad. There's Elephant looking for his bananas.
I think Anansi was super happy. And he didn't say sorry.
He didn't even say sorry. But Anansi was very happy, just like you said. He couldn't wait to play his trick again. He played it on rhinoceros, the hippopotamus. He played it on giraffe and a zebra. Every single one of the animals in the forest. Look at them all. They all said, they must have said the magic words. What a strange, You getting down? But all this time, watching from behind the leaves, Little bush deer was small and shy and very hard to see. She watched Anansi play this trick again and again to all the animals. Little bush deer decided it's time for Anansi to learn a lesson. So little bush deer went deep into the forest to where the coconut trees grew. She climbed in the coconut tree and threw a great many down coconuts. She carried the coconuts home in a basket and set them on her porch. She sat down to wait. She's pretty smart. A little while longer, along came Anansi. Anansi's eyes lit up when he saw bush deer's coconuts. Anansi loved coconuts. I do too. I like coconut. He loved to eat the tender white coconut meat and drink the coconut milk. But he was too lazy to gather coconuts himself. Instead, he said, "Hello, bush deer. It's so hot today." Little bush deer smiled. "It is hot, Anansi. I'm going for a walk in the cool forest. Would you like to come?" Yes, I would," said bush deer. I'm going to show him the picture. Look at all those coconuts, and Anansi is looking.
I can't see.
You can see this way. So, Anansi and little bush deer went walking in the cool forest, and after a while, Anansi led little bush deer to a certain place. "Little bush deer, look over there. Do you see what I see?" Little bush deer knew all about Anansi's trick. She looked. "No, Anansi, I don't see anything." "You must see it. Look very carefully." Little bush deer looked. "No, I still don't see anything," she said. Anansi began to get angry. "You must see it. Look over there. I'm pointing to it. Do you see it now?" "No, Anansi," said little bush deer. Anansi stomped his legs. "You see it. You just don't want to say it." He's right next to the moss-covered rock. "Say what?" said little bush deer. "You know." "Is that what I'm supposed to say?" "Yes," said Anansi. "All right, if that will make you happy. You know," said little bush deer. "There, I said it. Are you satisfied?" "No," Anansi shouted. "You're not supposed to say you know." "Well, what am I supposed to say?" "You're supposed to say, 'Isn't that a strange moss-covered rock?'" Kaboom! Down fell Anansi. She tripped him. Little bush deer ran and gathered all the other animals together, and they all went back to Anansi's house and took all the good things he had stolen from them. He took the giraffe, the zebra, the hippopotamus, the rhinoceros, the elephant, and the lion, and the deer.
I want to
They
look.
all got their food.
No.
1 second, I gotta read the last page, and then you can have the book.
I
An
wanna
hour
read it.
later,
I wanna
Anansi
read it.
woke up His head was spinning. Little bush deer was nowhere in sight. And when he got home, he found his house was as empty as it was before. But if you think Anansi learned his lesson, you're mistaken, because he is still playing tricks to this day. So, my suggestion to you would be to look around on the do like a Google search. Ask your parents to maybe look for an Anansi story, and I would love if you could either share it with me, and I'd be happy to read some of them, or if you'd like to read some of them and do a video recording and then send it to us, if you don't mind us sharing. I'd love to have a folder of Anansi stories. There's a lot out there, so if you'd like, I'll challenge you to an Anansi story challenge, and you can look around and see if you can find a really interesting Anansi story, and either send me a note and I'd love to read it, or share a video. All right, have fun looking. Bye.
I want to read it.
Yep, your turn now.